In the heart of the jungle, something older than Krypton is waking up. Superman and Iron Man thought it was a mission until it became a war for the multiverse. Alien human cats, bred in secret from forbidden experiments, have returned to claim Earth. Every punch, every blast reveals a darker truth. The heroes themselves are tied to this nightmare. And when the Jungle King rises, even gods may kneel. The mission in the shadows. The jungle was alive, not with birds or insects, but with something colder, heavier, like the whole rainforest was holding its breath. Superman hovered just above the canopy, cape barely moving in the thick, humid air. His eyes glowed faintly red as he scanned the ground. Every tree, every ripple of heat in the earth felt wrong. Iron Man's thrusters hissed beside him, orange flames flickering against the green leaves. Tony, in the HUD, muttering signal says power surge, but all I see are oversized houseplants. Tell me again why I left air conditioning for this. Superman's expression didn't shift. Superman, because this isn't just a surge, Tony. Look, through his X-ray vision, the earth beneath the trees revealed shapes, ruins buried in dirt and stone, covered by roots centuries thick. Strange glyphs glowed faintly in geometric patterns, almost like veins of fire pulsing underground. Tony zoomed his HUD in, mapping it. Tony, that's not Mayan. That's not Incan. And it sure as hell isn't human. A vibration rolled through the ground, subtle at first, then strong enough to make birds explode out of the canopy in flocks. The trees shook, and a low growl, too deep, too alien, echoed in every direction. Superman tensed midair. Superman, we're not alone. The first shape burst out of the fog. A humanoid, 7 feet tall, with sleek feline features. Its skin shimmered like onyx, eyes glowing sapphire blue, teeth sharp like daggers. And behind it came more. 10, 20, an entire pack. They didn't hiss or roar. They moved with a hunter's silence, claws slicing the air. Iron Man's suit pinged warnings. Tony, okay, cat people, not on the brochure. Repulsors flared. Superman dropped lower, fists clenched. The fight erupted instantly. The first Valari leapt, claws aimed for Superman's throat. He caught it midair, but the creature's strength shocked him. Its claws scratched across his chest, leaving faint marks on Kryptonian steel skin. Superman, grunting, that's impossible. Iron Man fired a repulsor blast, knocking 2 creatures off the trees, but the beams scattered strangely, splitting in midair like light through broken glass. The jungle shimmered with an energy field that bent their weapons. The Falari were designed for this. Tony cursed under his breath, flying higher for an angle. But 3 more leapt after him, latching onto his armor, tearing at it with unnatural precision. Tony, Jarvis, I'm getting clawed to death by Thundercat nightmares. Any bright ideas? Superman blurred forward, heat vision slicing a path, but the beams barely seared their skin. They twisted, snarling, eyes glowing brighter. Every hit, every counterattack, it was as if the jungle itself was strengthening them. Branches snapped, ground cracked. The entire fight felt less like combat and more like a ritual. And then the ground split open. At the center of the ruins, an enormous stone idol, half buried in the earth, began to tremble. Its surface cracked like glass under fire, lines of blue light spilling out. Superman and Iron Man both turned mid-battle, instinct screaming. The idol was shaped like a towering feline warrior, claws raised skyward. But inside the stone, something alive was pushing out. A massive, obsidian black hand, claws as long as swords, burst through the stone chest. The sound was deafening, 1,000 stones grinding against each other. Every Falari stopped fighting instantly. Their heads turned as one, their voices rising in a guttural chant that made the air itself vibrate. Falari pack, chanting "The King Awakens." Tony's sensor spiked, alarm screaming in his helmet. Tony, Superman, I've got enough energy readings here to fry New York 3 times over. We need to back off. But Superman wasn't listening. His eyes were fixed on the symbol etched across the cracking idol. It wasn't random alien language. It It was something he knew. The crest of Krypton. He froze. The image burned into his mind, shattering everything he thought he knew about his people. Superman, whispering shaken, "Oh, this can't be." The idol split completely, chunks of stone collapsing as a monstrous figure pulled itself free. It was enormous, towering even over Superman, its body a fusion of alien muscle and crystalline obsidian. Its face was feline but distorted, ancient crown fused to its skull, eyes glowing a deep, endless void. The jungle trembled as the being took its first breath in millennia. The Falari dropped to their knees. Superman clenched his fists, heat vision burning hotter than ever. But deep down, he already felt the truth. Whatever this was, it wasn't just an enemy. It was connected to him. "Tony," voice breaking through comms, "Clark, tell me you're not seeing what I'm seeing." The being raised its head, locking its gaze directly on Superman. And when it spoke, its voice wasn't sound. It was a vibration in the bones, a growl that carried through the air like thunder. "The Jungle King, Kal-El, my brother's blood." Superman's heart stopped. The screen would cut to black right there, leaving the audience in stunned silence. Whispers of the ancient war. The silence after the voice was worse than the battle itself. The jungle had gone still, the Falari kneeling, heads bowed like soldiers awaiting orders. The massive figure stepped forward from the shattered idol, obsidian claws dragging lines of sparks against stone. Superman stood rigid, his heart pounding, a rare moment where fear touched him. "Superman, low, shaken, you know my name." The creature tilted its head, feline features twisting into something halfway between a smile and a snarl. "Jungle King, not your name. Your bloodline. You are not the first Kal-El, and you will not be the last." Tony hovered above, systems screaming warnings at him. Radiation, energy surges, gravitational anomalies. His HUD was drowning in red. "Tony," through comms, "Clark, whatever this thing is, it makes Hulk look like a therapy pet. We need to leave. Now." But Superman couldn't move. The crest carved into the creature's chest, the Kryptonian symbol for war, was glowing faintly, etched like a scar. The king stretched its arms, and the entire jungle pulsed with life. Vines slithered, trees bent unnaturally, roots tore upward as if answering a master's call. The air shimmered, and suddenly the ruins weren't ruins anymore. They flickered into a holographic image of what they once were, a sprawling alien fortress. The heroes were standing in the heart of an ancient Kryptonian outpost. Superman's breath caught. "Superman, no. Krypton, never. My people weren't conquerors." The king's laugh was like stone grinding on stone. "Jungle King, that's the lie you were told. Krypton bred us, half beast, half warrior. We were made to hunt the unkillable, to kill gods. And when the war ended, your ancestors abandoned us here, buried, chained, forgotten." The Falari hissed in unison, claws glinting. Iron Man cut in sharply. "Tony, okay, Catzilla, history lesson appreciated, but maybe don't blame the guy who wasn't even born when your soap opera started." The king's void-black eyes locked onto him. "Jungle King, and you metal man. The blood of the architects flows in you too. Not Kryptonian, but touched by the same fire. The experiments that shaped us did not end on Krypton. They spread." For the first time, Tony felt the words crawl under his skin. He shook his head, defensive. "Tony, I'm human, 100% homegrown. Don't lump me into your alien revenge club." But his suit trembled, the arc reactor glowing unnaturally bright. A low hum filled the air, resonating with the glyphs on the ruins. Stark's reactor was responding, like it was part of the same technology. Superman's eyes widened. "Superman, Tony, your reactor. It's Kryptonian tech." Tony's stomach dropped. "Tony, no. No way. I built this. I reverse-engineered fragments, maybe, from the Chitauri War, from other X. But Kryptonian?" The king growled. "Jungle King. Stolen pieces of a dead empire. You are both their legacy and their curse." Before either hero could respond, the Falari lunged again. The battlefield exploded into chaos. Superman caught 3 at once, slamming them through uprooted trees, but their claws cut into his skin deeper now, glowing with the same energy that pulsed through the ruins. His invulnerability was cracking. Tony blasted upward, firing countermeasures. Many missiles detonated, but the Falari leapt through the smoke unharmed, twisting midair with animal precision. One latched onto his shoulder plate, tearing it free. Alarm screamed in his ears. Tony, gritting teeth, they're learning me. Adjusting to my weapons. I'm running out of tricks. Superman, blood visible on his chest for the first time in years, looked toward the king. The monster hadn't moved. It just watched, studying, savoring the fight like a predator waiting for the kill. Superman, yelling, "What do you want from us?" The king raised a single claw toward the stars above the canopy. Jungle King, not your world, not your cities, the multiverse itself. We were made to hunt gods across galaxies, and now the hunt resumes. The words cut through the battle like a blade. The Falari froze mid-strike, retreating instantly to the king's side, their glowing eyes never leaving Superman and Iron Man. The ground trembled again, this time deeper. From beneath the ruins, more idols cracked open, shapes writhing inside. Dozens, hundreds, entire armies waiting to be freed. Tony's voice dropped, suddenly grave. Tony, Clark, this isn't just a jungle problem. This is a galactic extinction event. Superman clenched his fists, his face set but shadowed by doubt. The Kryptonian crest glowing on the ruins, the truth of his people's dark history, the way the king called him bloodline, it was all unraveling. And then came the twist. A scream echoed from the trees. Not alien, not Falari, human. From the shadows, a figure stumbled out, Spider-Man. His suit torn, his mask half-shredded, blood dripping down his arm. His voice was frantic. Spider-Man, you guys don't trust me. Not anymore. I did this. Superman's head snapped toward him, eyes narrowing. Superman, Peter. Spider-Man fell to his knees, shaking, his hands glowing faintly with the same blue energy that pulsed through the ruins. His voice cracked. Spider-Man, I tried to stop it. I thought I could contain it. But I freed him. The king's laugh rumbled like thunder. Jungle King, yes. The boy opened the door. My first herald. My traitor. Iron Man's jaw clenched inside the suit, his heart sinking. Tony, oh kid, what did you do? The camera would pull back, showing the glowing army of Falari awakening in the ruins, Spider-Man trembling at the hero's feet, and the Jungle King towering above them with a grin of victory. Cut to black. Text on screen. The hunt begins. The traitor's burden. The jungle burned blue. Every glyph on the ruins pulsed like a heartbeat, syncing with Spider-Man's trembling hands. Superman stood frozen, heat vision glowing but unfired. Iron Man hovered just above the tree-line, repulsors locked on Peter but hesitating. Superman low, commanding Peter, tell me this isn't true. Spider-Man looked up, eyes wet behind his half-torn mask. His voice cracked. Spider-Man, I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't mean to. They promised me answers. Answers about why my powers don't make sense. Why I feel alien. The words sliced through the silence. Tony's suit spat sparks, his heart sinking. Tony, kid, no. No. You couldn't have. But the Jungle King's growl drowned him out, rolling across the battlefield like thunder. Jungle King. The boy is not fully human. His blood carries the threads of the web, spun from the same war that birthed us. He is mine, and he opened the gate. Superman's fists clenched. Superman, that's a lie. You're twisting him. But Spider-Man shook his head, hands still glowing blue. Spider-Man, he's not lying. The ruins responded to me before you even got here. I felt them. I knew how to open them. Something inside me wanted to. The Falari hissed in approval, claws scraping the dirt in rhythm. Iron Man muttered to himself, furious. Tony, this is manipulation, kid. He's rewriting your brain. Don't let him. The king raised one massive claw toward Spider-Man. The glow in Peter's hands intensified. Suddenly, webbing shot out, not white but bright, searing blue like liquid lightning. It struck Superman in the chest, blasting him backward into a tree, so hard the trunk cracked in half. Superman grunted, stunned. Superman, pain, Peter, stop. But Peter's body was moving on its own, twitching like a puppet. His voice shook. Spider-Man, I can't. The Filari surged forward, emboldened. Iron Man dove, blasting a wave of repulsors that tore through the front line, buying seconds. He swooped low, grabbed Spider-Man by the shoulders, and shook him violently. Tony, snap out of it. Parker, you're not a weapon. You're a kid from Queens who eats bad pizza. For a split second, Peter's eyes flickered back to normal. His voice broke. Spider-Man, Tony, help me. But the Jungle King's roar shook the air, and Peter screamed, webbing flaring brighter than ever. The energy lashed out, wrapping around Iron Man's suit, shorting half his systems in an instant. Sparks burst from his armor as he spiraled downward into the jungle floor. Tony, through static systems, failing. Superman ripped through the shattered tree, his eyes blazing. He flew at the king like a bullet, fists colliding with obsidian claws. The impact shook the ground, shockwaves blasting through the ruins. Filari were thrown aside like leaves in a storm. The king didn't budge. His claws locked with Superman's fists, strength equal, maybe greater. He leaned close, his void-black eyes reflecting Kal-El's own. Jungle King, snarling, you fight like a soldier of Krypton, but you are not their savior. You are their shame. With a sudden surge, he slammed Superman into the ground, the earth cracking beneath the force. Spider-Man staggered, clutching his glowing hands, torn between control and corruption. His scream echoed as webs of blue fire burst from his chest, spreading across the ruins like veins. The idols shook, and more Filari began clawing their way free from stone prisons. Tony dragged himself out of the wreckage of his suit, half his armor sparking, faceplate shattered. He coughed blood, his voice hoarse. Tony, Clark, he's opening the whole damn army. We can't stop this. Superman wiped blood from his lip, eyes narrowing. For the first time, he felt desperation. His powers, his heritage, his certainty, all of it was unraveling. And now a friend, almost a son, was turning into a weapon against him. The Jungle King raised both arms high, the entire jungle trembling in obedience. Jungle King, the hunt begins anew. The gods will fall, one by one, until only the Filari remain. Spider-Man's body arched back, his scream blending with the roar of the ruins. Blue lightning shot skyward, piercing the clouds, splitting the night with alien fire. Iron Man, staggering, whispered in disbelief. Tony, he's calling them. Not just here, everywhere. The camera would pull back. First the jungle, then the earth, then space itself. Across the stars, other ruins began to glow, other idols cracking open. Entire worlds shivered awake to the call of the king. The episode would end with one chilling image. Spider-Man on his knees, glowing like a beacon, while Superman and Iron Man stand broken in front of him, the king towering behind, and countless Filari swarming in the shadows. Cut to black. Text on screen. Next, the multiverse trembles. The awakening storm. The jungle sky tore open. Blue lightning lanced upward from Spider-Man's body, splitting clouds and painting the world in unnatural fire. The ruins shook harder, idols cracking, more Filari clawing their way out. Iron Man's damaged suit spat sparks as he staggered to his knees. Tony, grim, we're officially past nightmare level. Clark, we're in endgame. Superman stood bloodied, cape shredded, but his eyes blazed red. He locked his gaze on Peter, who knelt at the center of it all, hands glowing like miniature suns. Superman, firm, almost pleading, Peter, fight it. This isn't you. Spider-Man's head snapped up, mask half torn, his voice warped by static energy. Spider-Man, it is me. It's always been in me. I feel it now. The web connects not just Earth but worlds. I'm not just Spider-Man. I'm a nexus. The Jungle King's growl rolled over them like thunder. Jungle King, he awakens. The first true heir of the Filari. My herald. The word stabbed Superman deeper than claws. The boy he had fought beside, trusted, mentored, was being claimed as a weapon of war. Tony forced his damaged thrusters to fire, dragging himself into the air. His HUD flickered, half his systems dead, but his voice carried sharp. Tony, listen to me, Parker. He's feeding you half-truths. Nexus or not, you choose what you are. And right now, you're choosing to kill us. For a second, Peter's body shook violently, caught between two wills. His scream echoed across the ruins. The blue lightning flickered, then roared brighter, forcing Tony to spiral back down. The king stepped forward, his shadow swallowing the battlefield. He lifted his obsidian claws, and the Falari army parted, waiting. His voice was low, cold, final. Jungle King, Kal-El, you were bred to lead armies like mine. Instead, you played savior to insects. That ends now. Join me, or fall with them. Superman's eyes burned, but inside, doubt raged. Every word the king spoke echoed the glyphs, the ruins, the truth about Krypton's past. He wasn't sure anymore if he was protector or product. He clenched his fists anyway. Superman, if Krypton made you, then Krypton was wrong. And I'll end what they started. He launched forward, colliding with the king in a shockwave that flattened trees. Their blows shattered stone, claws against fists, obsidian against steel. Sparks and blood flew. The earth itself cratered beneath them. The Falari shrieked, surging toward Iron Man. Tony raised his last functional gauntlet, firing everything left. Repulsors, missiles, flares. The jungle exploded in fire, but the horde kept coming. Tony, through gritted teeth, Jarvis, give me something, anything. Jarvis, flickering warning. Arc reactor destabilizing. Tony, good. Let's make it count. He overloaded his reactor, blasting a wave of pure energy that disintegrated dozens of Falari in a blinding sphere of light. The price. His suit collapsed, smoking, leaving Tony kneeling in torn armor, barely breathing. Spider-Man screamed, the energy inside him spiking. His web lines shot outward, latching onto the ruins, the jungle, even the stars above, as if weaving a web across dimensions. Through the shimmering strands, faint glimpses of other worlds appeared. Burning cities, alien skies, collapsing suns. Superman slammed into the king, forcing him down, but the monster laughed, blood dripping from his obsidian fangs. Jungle King, snarling, you cannot win. This is prophecy, and you are bound to it. Spider-Man's body arched, glowing brighter than ever. His voice was a mix of terror and awe. Spider-Man, I see it all. Every world, every thread, and they're all connected to me. Superman looked up, horror in his eyes. Tony, half conscious, forced a broken laugh. Tony, kid, don't let the web eat you. Be the one to cut it. But Peter only screamed louder as the web expanded, and from the strands, shadows began to crawl in. Creatures from other realities answering the call. The king's voice boomed, triumphant. Jungle King, the hunt spreads to the multiverse. The camera would pull back, showing Earth drowned in blue light, threads of webbing stretching into space, connecting to alien worlds. And at the center, Spider-Man, glowing, screaming, no longer hero or villain, but something far worse. Cut to black. Text on screen. Next, the prophecy revealed. The prophecy revealed. The world hung in blue fire. Spider-Man knelt at the center of the ruins, his glowing web stretching through the sky, touching stars, threading dimensions. Across the strands, fractured visions flickered. Alien armies, dying suns, gods falling to claws of shadow. Superman's chest heaved, blood dripping down his jaw. He stood over the Jungle King, fists still clenched, but he could feel it, the prophecy pressing down like chains. Iron Man lay half buried in smoke, armor ruined, but his voice crackled through broken comms. Tony, Raspy Clark, it's not just him. Look at the web. Look closer. Superman's heat vision narrowed, piercing the strands. His heart stopped. The faces within the threads weren't only villains. They were heroes. Thor, Hulk, even Batman. All caught in glimpses of battles not yet fought, each tied to the same destiny. The Jungle King rose, obsidian claws glinting, his grin cruel. Jungle King, Now you see. You are not saviors. You are the keys. Every hero born of Earth, bred from ancient war. Your powers are not accidents. They are prophecy. Superman's breath hitched. He had always believed Krypton's destruction freed him from its sins. Now, the truth crushed him. He wasn't just protector of Earth. He was engineered for war. Spider-Man screamed as the web strands pulled tighter, his voice fractured between his own and something alien. Spider-Man, I can't stop it. The web is everything. Every world, every timeline, and I'm the center. Iron Man dragged himself to his feet, sparks spitting from his chest plate. He stared at Clark, his voice bitter but sharp. Tony, then break it. Don't let the prophecy own you. Don't let him own him. The king lunged, claws raised to impale Superman. Kal-El caught the midair, muscles straining, red eyes blazing. For the first time, his voice roared not in defense, but in defiance. Superman, shouting, I am not Krypton's weapon. I am Earth's shield. With a surge of heat vision, he blasted the king back, carving molten cracks into the obsidian armor. The monster howled, staggering. Spider-Man collapsed, webbing flickering unstable. The multiverse threads shuddered, tearing at the seams. From the rips, shadows of gods and monsters clawed to get through, horrors from other realities. Superman darted forward, grabbing Peter by the shoulders. His voice dropped, fierce but desperate. Superman, you're not his herald. You're Spider-Man. You fight because it's right. Choose that. Choose us. Peter's eyes flickered red-blue, torn between chains and freedom. He screamed, and the web snapped in a shockwave that hurled everyone backward. Silence. When the dust cleared, the ruins were shattered. Spider-Man lay unconscious, his body still faintly glowing. Iron Man collapsed beside him, clutching his broken reactor. The Jungle King, battered but alive, retreated into the shadows, his voice echoing like a curse. Jungle King, the prophecy cannot be broken. This was only the first hunt. The sky above flickered with faint, glowing strands. Proof the web was not destroyed, only delayed. Superman looked up, haunted. Iron Man coughed blood and muttered, Tony, congrats, big guy. We just made the world's most dangerous to-do list. The camera pulled back, Earth small against the infinite blue strands connecting galaxies. Heroes were not protectors. They were pieces in a war written long before they were born. And the Jungle King was only the beginning. Cut to black. Text on screen. The hunt will return.